Hey people, this is my weekly rundown of things that entertain news interest me, and this will be a pretty short video because I only have 3 things that I really want to talk about. Starting with the biggest news, Jim Carrey will be joining the cast of Kick-Ass 2 as Colonel Stars, and it's a pretty interesting casting choice if you ask me. When I was reading Kick-Ass 2, I wouldn't have envisioned Jim Carrey in this role, but I think he should do a pretty decent job. Apparently he's a very big fan of the first movie, so he's definitely going to bring enthusiasm to the role, which is always great. So hopefully he'll kind of be like the Nicolas Cage of this movie and really surprise people. But honestly, I'm not really looking forward to Kick-Ass 2 that much because I love the first movie, I love the original graphic novel, but I didn't really like the story of Kick-Ass 2 that much. I just don't think it's really as strong or as interesting as the first one, and I think as a movie adaptation, a lot of people will be disappointed if they're expecting something similar story-wise in the quality of the story to the first Kick-Ass. I feel like there was a lot done for shock effect with the second one, and it was interesting. It's kind of surprising, but I don't think that it was really a great story. So hopefully they'll be able to make a better movie than it was as a comic book series, but personally I'm a little bit skeptical about this movie, but I don't want to really sour anyone's opinion on it before they get a chance to read the comics or see the movie, so judge for yourself. Don't take my opinion as like a be-all and end-all. Another potential casting announcement, Dwayne Johnson is rumored to have landed the lead role in the adaptation of the DC Comics character Lobo, which is kind of surprising to me for a few different reasons. First off, Lobo is a relatively obscure character, and there are several characters who are more significant, more prominent, and, in my opinion, more important who have not gotten movie adaptations yet. Like, The Flash, definitely, I think a movie needs to be done for that character, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman as well, especially if you're trying to build towards a Justice League movie, which DC does seem to be doing. It seems to be high on their priority list to get a Justice League movie out there. Lobo is not a character that anyone would really be demanding to see in the Justice League movies, so really, it's not a high priority character to get a movie out for before Justice League, and even in general, really, because general audiences don't really know this character. They're not really interested in seeing him that much, so you're kind of fighting an uphill battle to introduce him to people. If you're not very familiar with Lobo, Lobo is kind of like this space bounty hunter, bit of an anti-hero, I guess I'd describe him as. I mean, I'm not super familiar with the character, but I've seen him in animated form in various different cartoons, so I'm kind of familiar with him in that sense. And I feel like he's almost like the Ghost Rider of DC in terms of popularity and respect and how general audiences would relate to this character. It's something almost completely new to them. Like, if you asked 50 people, like, out on the street if they've ever heard of the character Lobo, you probably would get less than 5 people who knew who this character was, and that's being generous. So, the other thing is that Dwayne Johnson I like a lot. I think he's a really cool action star, but I can't really see him as Lobo. I think that I would have gone for somebody like Jeffrey Dean Morgan maybe as Lobo. I think I've seen him on a lot of people's like fan casts and stuff, and I think he's easier to imagine in this role. Dwayne Johnson, I don't know, I could see him as like some other comic book character. Like I could see him as Black Adam, the Captain Marvel villain, but as Lobo, just doesn't seem like quite the right fit to me. So I don't know. Not sure if these rumors are true, but if they are, I'm very skeptical at this point. It seems like this could just be a flop, and I'm really questioning DC's like overall creative decisions and priorities when it comes to film adaptations right now. But, you know, if they are doing it, hopefully it turns out great, and Dwayne Johnson makes a great Lobo and shuts me up, and I'll be eating my words. And my last story of the week isn't really a story, it's just that some new promo images of the Iron Man 3 armor have been released, and you can see it here more as it's intended to look, kind of as a concept, instead of the pictures of the armor that were taken at Comic-Con that I reported on. And I'm still not 100% sold on it, but I think it looks kind of cool here. I mean, it looked very bland in some of the pictures that they showed at Comic-Con, but this shows that it's definitely intended to be kind of a brighter gold, at least in these pictures. So hopefully the armor turns out to be pretty cool. But that's really all I've got for this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next time.